improved player Gabby Williams in her first season. So the ball is up, and Angel Reese on the offensive side. Alicia Gray off the bounce. Didn't like the look. She's guarded by Gabby Williams, one of the best defenders in the league. Actually wound up being all defense last season. Ryan Howard with the turnaround, rims around, and bounces in.
And right away, you see Atlanta touching the paint. That's how they've been able to find some rhythm, both individually through players and as a whole.
Atlanta has done a phenomenal job this season with putting pressure in the paint. The game against the Fever had a franchise best 60 points in the game at the quick response in the corner from Kayla Thornton.
That's one of my keys to the game that's coming up, but you got to be able to defend the arc. This is the #1 shooting three-point team in both attempts and makes in the W right now.
Very interesting that they also lead the league in pace. But Atlanta has been challenged, especially going against the Fever in back-to-back games, on how quick they score the ball as well. It was saved from going out of bounds. Another look, Angel Reese on the dive, going underneath, was blocked at the rim, gets it back. Another rebound for Atlanta. Maybe the fourth one is the best one, and this goes out to Gray. Gray for the three, and it goes down. What a series for the Dream.
And it all started with the offensive rebound from Angel Reese. She had 2 in just that set alone, and that stretches out possessions for Atlanta.
We're just a minute and a few seconds in this ball game, and Atlanta already has 4 rebounds. Gabby Williams off the bounce, too strong. Angel Reese pushing the pace. We've seen her being able to play point forward. Gets it to Gray. Count the fourth in MVP voting a season ago. Missed the opportunity at the free throw line. But her stats at this point in the season are even better than last year.
Absolutely. And what I'm impressed with is how she's done it defensively. I said it in the open. She's cracked top 5 in the league in steals per game, giving Atlanta 3 of the top 5 in steals.
Had to prove that 5 against the Timber in the previous game, and another bucket goes down for the Valkyries.
Kayla Thornton, I almost didn't recognize her. She's got the throw out. I like it.
Might be the superpower. She has their first 5 points. The double team at the top of the key to get the ball out of Ryan Howard's hands. She's had the hot hand for Atlanta in the last 4 games. As there is a foul.
Looking with Veronica Burton, when she gets 6 or more assists, this team is 7-0.
Veronica Burton has been an assassin outside and a true floor general for this team. Had a game where she had 12 assists and 13 points against Phoenix. Jordan Canada, she pays blows by everyone for her first 2.
And that's exactly what Natalie Nakase told her team she didn't want at the beginning of the game. They were trying to keep Jordan Canada out of the paint because when she is in there, you see she's lethal.
3 of the 5 starters for the Dream are in the scorer's book. 8 on the shot clock. Burton, the floater on the inside, drains it.
Definitely knows how to create for herself, and that's something that's dangerous between the vision and facilitating and calling her own number.
That was the first player to score for the Valkyries that wasn't named Kayla Thornton. Canada held up by Burton again. Gray off the bounce on the right side. That one off the rim. And you've seen Gray now pushing on the right more than the left.
Because everybody's trying to take away her left. She's a lefty. Personnel.
Kayla Thornton at the rim gets fouled. And we'll see the first free throws for the Valkyries
Since she last saw her in college.
Kayla Thornton off on the first master, and even Autumn Johnson on the sidelines. The importance of her recovery now, how she's tried to work on her body so it is prepared throughout the season. And boy, oh boy, do we see her on the floor.
Been humble about All-Star as well. She knows she's an All-Star, putting up the numbers this year.
Maybe biased, but she has looked very good during this 4-game win streak for Atlanta. Nas Hillman sends it to Angel Reese. 2 on the shot clock. The dive, and it's good. Right at the buzzer.
High, low, dish and go, doesn't matter. Between Nas Hillman and Angel Reese, they have developed a special chemistry between those 2 in the post.
Like a Dr. Seuss book. I like that.
You like it? See what I did there?
Gabby Williams now guarded by Angel Reese. Get past, a lot of contact underneath, and there will be a whistle blown. Looks like it's going against Ryan Howard that was battling with Gabby Williams off the bounce, turns around, and the first one goes down the rim. Medina Ocott in the ball game, and now has the assignment of Gabby Williams. A lot of contact underneath. Medina Okot might have gotten away with one going over Kayla Thornton. 18 points off the bench. Seeing some early minutes from her. The backdoor look. Gray held up, and it will as we get things going here at Chase Center with the Atlanta Dream. And the Valkyries for Atlanta, Gabby Williams off the deck. Blocked by Medina Okot, but pushed by Tahina Pow, 2 and 3-point field goal percentages.
In points, assists, steals, and free throw percentage. And everything for this team now this season after coming from Seattle.
4:42 left on the game clock in the first quarter, and the Valkyries are already in the bonus. Also tie this game up at 11. Izzy Borlase in the ball game for Jordan Canada. Deflected momentarily. Tahina Pow trying to corral it in. And it will be a shot clock violation for the Dream, where the communication has to go up when Jordan Canada is off the floor.
Absolutely, and we know that Izzy is great on the offensive end, but sometimes on the defensive end, it's going to take a little bit more work. You've got to be a little bit more dialed in to be able to get more minutes.
Janelle Salon pulls it back out. 5 on the shot clock. Williams pulls up. Yeah, that's money.
They need that punch for her coming off the bench. Atlanta has been stagnated by the defense of the Valkyries. They got to get back to it.
Or off the bounce with Tahina Pow.
And getting into the paint, they left her all alone. She had it easy too.
Atlanta pulls it within 1. 2 starters on the floor for Atlanta, but back-to-back threes. This one coming from Salon.
So now you got to play it, right? You know that she can hit it. You got to get in her face and crowd that arc.
Nice entry pass, power dribble, and just short from Medina Okot. Left it short. Tiffany Hayes also in the ball game for the Valkyries. Off the mark for the 3. That would have been incredible to see from the corner for Kayla Thornton. And Atlanta 8 points per game. Jump ball between reset. Gabby Williams gets it. Kayla Thornton resets and sends it off to Veronica Burton at the top of the key. 7 on the shot clock. Tahina Pow with a lot of pressure on Burton. Salon dials it up. Her second 3 in the ball game.
Person scoring at the top of the key. That's her spot.
That was with. As you take a look at the officials, Timothy Green, the crew chief, Agon Abazi, and Genesis Perryman are the officials for tonight. Kayla Thornton rips down the rebound, and Atlanta has been stuck on 13 for quite some time. Meanwhile, the Valkyries, the 7-point advantage, have been dialed in from 3.
And it's all because of their intensity, their tenacity, the first to the ball. We just said it. The rebounds, getting to the floor.
Charles lets it fly, misses everything, and here comes Ryan Howard.
And that's exactly what Atlanta needs to push the tempo.
Borlase lays it in.
And that's what we're talking about. They don't want to make, but also attempt. So they're going to get it up with almost 40% of their offense shooting from beyond the arc.
Welcome back to San Francisco and Gray alongside Tabitha Turner. Home studio again at who has been a little off in the offensive department over the last 2 games. 7 points, 4 points as well. As Jordan Canada almost lost it up top, gets it back.
They had several players who were off the last 2 games because they saw the Leafs and the Aces. It was at the end of a 4-game and 7-day road trip.
Veronica Burton bringing up the ball. Right now sitting at 4 points. Over the last 2 games, she was 2 for 13 from the field. That's what I mean by a little bit off the mark from what we're used to seeing from the most improved player from a season ago. 3 on the shot clock. Charles sends it all the way to Carl Smesco, and I'm
not interested in that. He'd rather see his players shoot the ball and eventually get the lead in this one.
To Charles' defense, he did have his hands up, and the black shirt definitely throws things off.
That depth perception over there, it's not friendly right now.
Dre attracts so many in the paint. 5 seconds to work with Ryan Howard. In a 2-man game, Angel Reese. Outside, lines it up, long 2, bounces off.
And Atlanta wants that shot. They don't want to get down to the end of the shot clock so much, but she was wide open.
Salon, who was already knocked down 2-3, short on the midi. Gray is now 0 for 2 from that very spot on the floor. And Alicia Gray starting off 2 for 5. She does have the 5 points though. And all starters but Valkyries have logged points, as you mentioned earlier in the first quarter. Veronica Burton, a lot of contact to do in this year with
Sacrifice your body the way that she did, so we're starting to see goals.
Veronica Burton with 6 points, leading the way for the Valkyries. 7 points for Gabby Williams. She's guarding Ryan Howard. Jordan Canada, the dish, sitting the weak, and she's blocked underneath. Tia Stokes gets charged with that block. Borlase now defending Gabby Williams at the top of the key, who wants everyone to clear it out. The one for a low, and she's short on the pull-up.
And Borlase went out a bit far on Gabby Williams. Gabby's not the biggest three-point shooter. Yes, she can knock it down, but she wants to be smart defensively if Jordan Canada goes in and draws the foul. This, but still scoreless.
Tia Stokes with about 1 open in 2 different games where she's been able to have 10 or more assists. Missed the second of the pair, and Gray continues to struggle from outside.
And that is where Alicia Gray has to be able to touch paint. You've said it over and over again. She reminds herself and has done a good job reminding herself to get into the paint, to find some rhythm, and get to the free throw line.
Gray does have the 2 threes, but has missed the last 2. For the Valkyrie,
dig deep and not allow extended possessions. And quite frankly, just stop the scoring punch that the Valkyries have been putting up.
Well, they haven't scored in the last 3 minutes. Jordan Canada just rolls off the front of the rim. Caitlin Chin back in the ball game, and I do think all teeth are accounted for. Off the deck, going right at Medina Ocott, looking for help. 7 on the shot clock. Chechi, back to Chin, and that's blocked by Ocott.
Just the length on the wing, great defensive prowess from the rookie.
The dive to the rim and 1. What a delivery by Ryan Howard. Touches in the paint, and it's no move needed, and Ryan Howard delivered it on point.
Just trusting her teammates is what that tells me. So from here on out, she knows I don't have to put the rock on the floor. They're going to get it to me where I need to get it.
4-point ball game. Atlanta really needed that last field goal. It's the first field goal they had in the last 7 minutes. 5 on the shot clock. Gabby Williams being guarded by Tahina Powpow. Off the glass. Gabby Williams.
Excellent offensive move from Williams. I mean, Tahina Powpow was up in her grill and was low.
More activity. Tisha Meach here, a former Atlanta post player, also on the floor. Tahina gets blocked by Gabby Williams and a turnover for the Green. That's the 3rd of the ball game. Kayla Thornton, corner 3. Bottom of the net.
That is the 2nd three for Kayla Thornton. You know I love bigs who can stretch in a box, but you know we should do Barbie bobbleheads of Angel Reese.
That would be cool.
That would be so cute.
Change the narrative going into the half.
Well, right there you saw Borlase coming out of the break, trying to touch some paint, trying to be aggressive, and you saw Golden State read personnel correctly. They know that's what Atlanta wants to do, and they want to find some more rhythm. But to me, the fast break is where they're doing a good job. They've got 12 fast break points. Gabby Williams gets some paint of her own. But also the ball movement, touching different hands to break down the defense is what Atlanta has to get back to.
Atlanta allowing the Valkyries to shoot 54% from the floor. Gray off the bounce. That's blocked again.
They've got some great length on the inside between those 3 front court players.
Just off the fingertips of Gabby.
2 seasons with Atlanta, so they know that she has that in her bag.
Ryan Howard pulls up off on the 3. I think that's a little of the Gamecock affiliation going against the sisterhood. And another 3 ball going down. The Valkyries just can't miss from outside. Backdoor, Ryan Howard. Beautiful look and dime from Jordan Canada.
And what did we say? You just asked me a second ago what they need to get back to, touching the paint and getting the ball to touch more hands in transition. They did just that.
12-point lead for the Valkyries. Only player in double figures is for the Valkyries, Gabby Williams. She's at the top of your screen. Pulls up. And another one.
Wow. You said earlier she didn't have that quite in her bag when she was shutting me up.
Again. Gabby's only shot 5 free throws in this ball game.
But she was that come back to bite them. Some they pulled it out with wins. Some.
Gabby Williams gets it off the handoff. With a two-woman game with a knee here. 4 seconds. Going at Angel Reese. Off the glass. Nothing there. Reese taps it to herself for the rebound.
For her 8th of the game. She makes up for where she doesn't have the scoring quite yet.
And 3 assists, as I mentioned before, leading this team in assists. Gets it back underneath and blocked by a knee here.
4 total for the game.
Another one from outside. I'm not even sure what we're witnessing as far as the shooting clinic that the Valkyries are putting on display at the Chase Center.
And that's their front court player, and Kayla Thornton, a forward, with her 3rd 3 in just the 2nd quarter.
Biggest lead, 17 for the Valkyries. They've knocked down 8 threes in this ballgame. Borlase outside, had to heave it because of the last second
Basketball and touching 7 hands.
Atlanta right now with 5 assists, 3 of them coming from Angel Reese. Letitia Mead here stepped out.
Time break this up into pieces to make it more manageable.
Medina Okot off the bounce, looking for space, and just sends it out of bounds.
Towards the rim. That's when you do a little nice jumper on the inside with a hook move.
Gabby Williams found space. Too strong on the shot. Veronica Burton went through her legs, and it will be a jump ball.
Over to ours and see what we got on our monitor. So they're very important.